Dear Perceptive Reader, this is a James Poe Artistry Consultant moment. Remember from years back, as a reminder, we use knowledge to help people, never to hurt them in cruel and inhumane ways. The same would go for justice. You see, here it is today. Through research, learning, and being taught, we have some of the highest forms of philosophy, the highest forms of medical science, the highest forms of technology, and when it even comes to training, uh, the highest forms of physical development, okay? Um, the same way where it comes to business, master classes, etc. And when you have persons who have been able to talk with, associate with individuals who have that lifetime of knowledge and actually do more than cram it all into their brains, even within the first several decades of life. Let me tell you, that type of knowledge can do a lot of good, yet without any moral or love for humanity, you see, a type of affection in their heart, it can actually do a lot of harm. It can do a lot of harm to a community, or it can do a lot of harm to one individual if that person chooses to use their power of knowledge in that way. There's a saying that, Stan Lee made through his Spider-Man origins and comic books about with great power comes great responsibility, where knowledge is power. So when you have all these types of disciplines and research, you see, and knowledge that has even turned into wisdom, and then the wisdom turned back into knowledge when it is passed down, because somebody can pass along their wisdom, but it depends on the way that you use it, on whether it stays wisdom or whether, guess what, it can turn into just outright cruel and inhuman application of it upon the individual or the world society. So that is a reminder that really we use knowledge to always help people, never to harm. And so even when it comes to justice, that applies as well, because you just don't go beyond what is necessary, you see, to actually carry out justice. You see what I'm saying? And justice is balance. Justice is also wisdom. And so what I want to share with you after everything that I just, discussed with you is this. If we have all of what I just talked about in a lot of individuals' minds today, then, would it be wise to actually look down upon somebody else who unknowingly had this whole arsenal of teachings and knowledge thrown against them, even on the technological level, when this person really was just minding their own business or wanting to do good in the world? And if it took this person a little while to even get their bearings, because see, that's an arsenal, to use it in a negative way against an individual like that, targeting, if you will, triangulation, if you will, and to actually look at that individual as maybe they were dumb or stupid or naive or what have you, you know what? Again, that is not really giving the credence, the understanding within itself, really just the way all this type of knowledge was weaponized to destroy a person or people in a community and their businesses. You see, some people never recover from these types of attacks. And so they still should not be looked at as if they were a deficient citizen when these type of attacks, when the persons who have really become masters at their craft, you know what? They really have no business being able to really make it through something like this, if you know what I'm talking about. Some people might even look at the term of gang stalking, but that's what I really want to share with you. You can't look down on somebody because they cracked or fell apart, at least for a little while. You know, sometimes people will mention that it even says in the Bible that, you know, the righteous one will fall even 7 times, but they'll get right back up. But you know what? There's time that actually, there's a period that goes on. Some, it could be maybe a day. Some, it could take years. Yeah, they may get back up, but look at still the damage that has been done to them, and maybe even their family and things of that nature. So, you know, we don't go around saying, well, you know what, that's what that person gets. Shame on them for falling into this or falling into sin or doing whatever. Well, um, that's just not the attitude that persons who have to judge matters look at it. Now, I'm not talking about you don't mete out discipline. What I'm just saying is, by having a balanced view of everything that I just talked about, um, it helps you to not go overboard um, with even getting to the bottom of any type of situation. Remember, we use knowledge to help others. We don't use our knowledge to place cruel and inhumane, even punishments upon others. See, even punishments, we don't do it. So even if persons have taken their knowledge and used it in the wrong or incorrect way against us, when it comes to actually getting to the bottom of it, it's not like, you know, we want to go tit for tat, so to speak. We're actually just trying to do what's necessary to preserve what we have already. To preserve what we have already. And if something was, really stolen from us or what have you, then we may take other type of legal means or what have you. But the whole point is, it is still not with the spirit of a vendetta, you see. Remember how I told you, just because somebody doesn't like you, it doesn't mean that you have to just lay down and die because they don't like you. So in closing, perceptive reader, I just want to say this. Continue to stand firm. You see, continue to stand firm in your great personality, but don't be a pushover. And also, never fall into the trap of seeing and knowing that an injustice, a grave injustice, has been done to somebody else. And then as they're sitting up there doing their even spiritually best to stop it and to keep themselves together, you see, don't look at them as it being their fault. Because you know what, if you do that, oh, that's another road you don't want to go down to, because you will start to lose your soundness and reasoning ability, because it will all be based on emotions and inaccurate information after that. See, that's going into all the slanderous type area. No matter what happens, even when you don't like it, you want to still always be able to state, okay, yes, I may be feeling this way because I don't like this, but really, you know, this is the situation. This is what's going on. And sometimes the best way to still resolve something, even a tough situation, is exactly what Jesus talked about in Matthew chapter 5. His counsel is sound. It is sound, and it is the best way. And it's a shame that I told you there are other type of philosophy and now technological methods where it just wants to hijack that type of human interaction correspondence process. But see, Jesus' words are still true in that way. And the people who keep us from using it in that way, they're not going according to what Jesus says to do. You can decide for yourself. This was James Lynch. You can ask more questions at buymeacoffee.com/James Poor Artistry. Take care.